Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me to review the diversity management plan proposal that was forwarded to you. I hope that you've had a chance to review the plan. We will go over it in very brief detail during this session. I hope that I can touch on some of the key points for you in regards to what the plan includes, and that we can hopefully come together as a group to implement this. It is a pilot program. There is not one of these in the university at this time, so I'm really excited about being able to present this to you, hopefully moving forward with it, and hopefully it can bring some positive outcomes for the department and the university. So as we know, diversity is important. It is what encompasses us, it surrounds us. Particularly at the university level, we have a large diverse population of students that we service, and we are fortunate enough to have a very diverse employee population as well. And although it is very beneficial for us because it allows us to have a lot of aspects in the university, it can also be cumbersome because individuals may not know how to be able to work with each other when people are coming from different walks of life, to have different personality traits, different attitudes, and that can have a negative bearing on the department itself, on the morale in the department, and in turn it spills over into the level and the type of services that we offer our students. And so the hope is that this diversity plan will be a stepping stone for this office to be able to work through some of the diversity-based problems that exist, not just in the department, but in general. So the inability of dealing with this type of a topic is that we can lose customers, we can lose students because we're not servicing them effectively. We can lose employees because they are unhappy where they're working. We can lose federal and state programs because the quality of the service that we're providing is not sufficient enough to be able to allow us to be regulatorily compliant. So it's very important and an integral part of the department to be able to ensure that we are a cohesive group that can work past our differences or find the positives in our differences to come together and be a stronger group to be able to fulfill the mission that we have set for ourselves and for the university. So with that, the current strategies that the university has itself for diversity management simply include training sessions or training seminars that are offered by the Human Resources Department. These include sexual harassment training, generation-based training sessions on the differences among generations, communication skills, conflict resolution. In a general sense, they're touch vaguely on, or briefly I should say, on diversity and the role that diversity plays in those themes. But this diversity management plan is more in-depth. The expectation is that with this plan, we are proposing that we will look at some of the objectives and goals being recruiting, and retaining employees, being able to train new employees appropriately and offer leadership training to the directors of the department so that they can become excellent mentors and set good examples and become great role models for the department itself and the employees in the department. The expectation of these, how we'll fulfill these objectives, includes developing employee training, leadership training, evaluating our some components of our recruitment and retention processes, and developing a diversity management team. The development of the diversity management team is a key to this diversity plan. The goal is to have a manager from within the department, a human resource representative, and individuals that work in the department serve on this committee. The ability to have them in the committee brings some level of inclusion and some level of acceptance, and therefore they'll be more willing to have the remainder of the staff participate in the program. The diversity team will be entrusted with developing the training for the employees and the leadership training, as well as developing a survey instrument and developing benchmarks, to be able to ensure that the program is fulfilling the needs that we've set it up for. The employee training will consist of developing training manuals for new employees, training manuals for current employees, which could be one and the same. The other component will be developing a mentoring program, and an internal mentoring program where a colleague will serve as a mentor to a new employee or a newer employee, so that they have an initial sense of support, and somebody that will show them the ropes, so to speak, and they have a entrusted colleague that they can work with, and that individual can help them understand the dynamics of the department and the personalities and the traits, so that it can be a learning process that shares some experience, and it makes it easier to be able to integrate the new employees. Additionally, the leadership component will include having some communication training for the directors, some diversity differences training, so that the managers can understand what the new employees bring with them, what the dynamics in their department are. This is particularly important because the financial aid office is derived, or composed, I should say, organizationally structured, as the organizational chart will show you, in teams. And so in order to be an effectively but diverse group, you need to be able to know how to put your teams together and how to bring together those strengths and those weaknesses to make a solid team. And those are some of the trainings that we will like to see happen for the managers and the leaders. And additionally, we would like to have them go through some additional self-awareness based training sessions, so that they can understand themselves, and then they can in turn be able to serve as better mentors for the staff in the office. So overall, the expectation of this diversity plan is to, in the end, be able to bring the financial aid office to a more harmonious group, that we can take all the differences and bring them together like pieces of a puzzle to fit all into the puzzle, and be able to meet the mission and the goal of being able to increase our customer satisfaction. Additionally, it will assist us in becoming more performance-based, more effective employees, better quality the work that's being produced, because there's a sense of camaraderie, cohesiveness, and in turn it will increase our regulatory compliance, which is important for our federal and state programs that we administer. And so ultimately the goal will be to be a supportive